Welcome to the Artist Coaching Podcast, the podcast for artists who are serious about their music career. What's up, Ralph?
What's up, Joey? I'm very good. Thank you very much.
I'm very good too. Now your settings look good.
Yeah,
What did you change?
nothing. I actually just went to sit a little bit more to the front.
Oh, maybe that was a problem.
Yeah.
Looks a bit better now. Anyway,
Hey, is uh, Jopke is not coming? We were just talking a little bit, like we were a minute here,
yeah,
and you were saying Jopke is not here.
yeah. Wait, let me. I have. He sent me a screenshot yesterday.
Or a photo.
Huh? Yeah, a screenshot. I was FaceTiming with him.
Where is that?
Cyprus or something? I don't know. Anyway, somewhere where it's sunny and probably where there's a golf somewhere in the neighborhood.
So, Joey, what do you think about people going on holiday that much?
That really depends, to be honest. As in, I'm not a big believer as in that you should work 80 hours a week. So I think it's possible to go on a holiday multiple times a year. Yeah, really depends. Yeah.
If you're Calvin Harris, I think you can afford a few
But
holidays.
how often do you go? Because you go quite often as well, right?
Depends. I always go. We went for almost 3 weeks now in summer holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I went last year in autumn for a week. You're actually bound by the school agenda. So,
Me too.
yeah, we don't go outside of them. I'm not sure. I think Jopke's oldest one is then not.
No, I think she's
Not
going
going
to
to
school
school
next
yet.
year. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's about it. And yeah, here and there you go some weekends away or yeah, something like that. But I think last year, oh yeah, yeah, it's always a few weeks a year.
Yeah, I think for me it's the same, but it's just divided in. Like this week, for example, I'm going to the camping for 3 days.
Okay.
I've been on a holiday.
Hey, but I have the pool at home, man. I always in a like a holiday
A holiday
surrounding.
mood. I have the
Yeah, well,
barbecue and some
actually,
palm
we're
trees.
going
So.
away this weekend to the far side of Belgium near the France border. Going on a family trip, but the whole family of my wife and all their kids. And I'm actually, it's going to be really good weather. And then you're going to say, wow, you're really lucky with the weather. But to be honest, for me, I always think, shit, why am I not at home with that nice weather?
Yeah.
I really like being at home. For me, having as not like some people, or let's take it back to the music world. When musicians are doing well, some of them buy more expensive clothes. You see them wearing Louis Vuitton all of a sudden. I don't. I don't even like it. There's nothing for me in it. They start driving expensive cars or start flying business. I don't know what. For me, the most important thing is having a really nice, relaxed, comfortable home. And it's not supposed to be big or anything else. It's just
No.
to be like at every wish you can just tip the box, and that makes you more relaxed as a person. And I think a really nice home actually contributes a lot to being creative. And
Yeah.
we talked about it in the boring life.
It contributes
And
to a peaceful to a peace of
mind,
mind. Yeah,
yes,
exactly. And that's like it's the same as with a job, right? If you have a job you don't need to escape from, like that's the ultimate luxury. It's the same with a house. Like if you have a house you don't need to escape from, that's the ultimate luxury.
I think a lot
Um,
of people that get into a burnout or some form of anxiety or whatever,
mm,
it's really common to look at one's job or stuff that's easy adjustable in that respect. But I think it's even more important to look at your home situation, your
yeah, could
relationship.
be.
I think that's yeah, but people overlook that actually more
Yeah,
often. It's first response is, oh, is your job too heavy? But what makes a job heavy, you know? And
it's
I think,
mostly, to be honest, like mostly what I hear when people mention a burnout is that they're just not happy with their life at that point, which could be their job, it could be their place of living, could be their social life, but something is kind of working on the background that takes up all their mind space,
hmm,
and that just drains them in some kind of way. And for some people, it's their job. I think for most people, it's their job. I think because
well, that's the usual suspect.
yeah,
But I think the rest is often overlooked.
yeah.
And but yeah,
You know
it's
what's
just
also
me.
very underestimated, and I think a lot of people learned that after COVID, is the social factor of life. As in the fact that you have a social life, that you go out every now and then and talk to people, touch people, meet people. Like we are social animals. That's what we need in life. And the more we get digitalized in this world, the more we sit behind screens all day. Um, and like this, like we see each other, we talk to each other, but it's not the same as being in a room with someone. And I think that that's a big lesson a lot of people learned from COVID, and a lot of people forget about it.
No, it's so
Leave the
true.
house,
Actually,
touch grass.
COVID didn't change anything at all, actually.
In regards to,
Like how we interact. I mean, we're still the same social
yeah,
beings, and yeah, we need that.
yeah, exactly. By the way, I see the chat is filling up with all the usual suspects. What's up, Gerard
Talking about
Francis?
cool human beings.
Exactly. Josh Letitia is here. Bit3, Grey Max, Melodramatic, Lion Harris, Isan Kara, for you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the pod. It's Wednesday, which is podcast day. It's always fun to see in the Discord that for some people it's even the day before, because for them it already is Wednesday if you live in Australia or something, and then they're already excited about the episode. So
So freaky, man.
yeah,
Time.
it's weird, right?
Let's
If I
talk
go to
about the
bed, like
concept
those
of time.
those people already live in the future. Like, what's happening? It's insane.
I know, I know. Which stocks are they pointing towards to buy now? What do you know?
listen to
Enlighten me.
listen to financial advice from people from Australia. They know
Yeah,
first. It's true.
yeah,
Oh shit! And we got another donation from Mr. Melodramatic. Cheers to the AC team. What's
dude.
up? Thank you very much again. This one, it's beer money, no coffee money. It's beer money.
Woof.
Woof woof.
Actually, I toned down on my coffee.
Yeah, what you mentioned right before. Like,
Yeah,
why is
well,
that?
I'm a light sleeper. I don't sleep well, and then I started reading up like what can I do, and I checked multiple sources. Of course, ChatGPT directed me to a lot of sources, and the common denominator was always caffeine, and then it made me go into a loop, and I even tried, is caffeine good for you? So I actually wanted to, like, the bias should be, I like coffee. That's why my bias was I want to drink my coffee. But to be honest, caffeine also just has a lot of negative things, especially if you maybe, I don't even overuse. I drank maybe 4 to 5 cups, usually 4 a day,
It's quite
and
for.
it's not a low amount, but it's reasonable. And but yeah, it if you do it on a common base, it actually has for your body some negative consequences, especially when it comes to sleeping. And so my conclusion was more beer, less coffee. Now I never drink during the week, only in the weekend, and I like it. Also derive my things when I go play padel, even if it's 9 o'clock in the morning or 9 in the evening. after I've played padel, I always crave a cold, nice beer. And yeah, so I'm not a saint.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
So
Okay,
I'm glad with the beer money.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's always welcome. Beer money. Thank you, Melodramatic, again for a nice donation. Um, let's see what we've got here. Like we have the prep, which Renzo made, obviously. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I need to remind everybody about the 30-day music challenge that we've got going on in the Discord. You might have heard me talking about it earlier, but I think yesterday or 2 days ago we reached the half, the midpoint of the challenge. So 2 weeks left. Um, yeah, and people are doing great. I see a lot of great results in the chat every now and then. I keep an eye on it, so just so you know, I track it. And if you've completely missed it, which seems impossible, but if you've missed it, you're still up and welcome to join it. So there's still 2 weeks left to train that discipline muscle that you've got. So make sure to check it out in the Discord if you want. Now, I've got a few questions for you, Ralph, but feel free to ask me questions as well because you like it so much.
I like
Um,
your answers, man. That's the thing.
yeah, so if you have a question, you're more than welcome to answer it, to ask it.
Okay.
Last week we talked about finding your sound and building your identity as an artist. And once you've got in that place, the next step is getting the right people to actually notice. But most artists think it's just about cold emails or DMs or sending demos to 100 labels or DJs. A huge part of getting your music heard comes down to building the right connections. And doing it in that way feels natural, not forced. So, what were those first connections to you, the ones that helped you break through, and how did you meet them?
Well, we had a few people that really advocated our sound. The first one was Fedde Legrand,
Oh
actually.
shit, yeah,
And
Freddy.
back in the day was one of our first tracks we made, Beat Cut. And he actually put it in his monthly top 10 of tracks. And Fedde was back then, of course, he had the world hit. And back
Yeah,
then he was like one of the biggest DJs. And everybody checked his top 10. And
true.
then there were their bass checkers, Beat Cut. So everybody was like, who are they? I mean, were all famous names. And then two, yeah, two dudes from Brabant in the Netherlands,
Two
and
college
that
guys.
actually catapulted us onto the scene. How did we actually come to Fedde Legrand? Was somebody who was close to him. We gave him the track, and he came from the town where we were living back in the day, where you still live nearby or operate from, Tilburg.
Is that
And
John Star?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
He gave it, and
Yeah.
I think he now does something for Dyro management or something.
No, he did the management for Fetty for quite a long time, and I'm not sure what he does now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you come across a lot of people, and usually the main connection is music. You send out music, you get heard from somewhere, and sometimes it has this spiral effect. Like one person, Fetty, then posts his track, then Don Diablo started playing it, Sidney Sampson, and that sometimes also results into getting into contact with those people. From that point forward, like Sidney Sampson was also a big help for us,
I
and
think
then
that was right around the time that he released Riverside as well, right?
even before that,
Oh,
yeah,
before.
he had his own shows in the Matrix. He, of course, was a big. He always played the sneakers events. So he became big from that. He was one of their headliners. And then multiple years further down the line, that's when we had our international breakthrough. And the main man in that was Tiësto.
Hmm.
Um, he started playing a bootleg we had. And I actually don't even know how we got it. And it was a mashup bootlegish thing we made from, I think, Show Me Love and B, those tracks. And we noticed him playing it, so we were like, cool, man. And from that point forward, we got into contact, continuously sent him tracks. Most of the time he didn't even respond. I mean, the dude is busy. And but if he liked something, he always responded, and he always came then with feedback, because
Yeah.
I also think he is one of those that when he gets you on the radar, he actually nurtures talent. So
Yeah, that's true.
uh, kudos to you, Thijs, if you're listening. And then he signed Mush Mush, where nobody listened. We sent out Mush Mush to everyone, from Laidback Luke to Swedish House Mafia to I don't know what, everybody who had a label, and nobody responded. But Thijs did, and he heard it, he liked it, and then he gave some feedback. We changed the track a little bit, and then after a few months, everybody started playing it. It was insane.
Yeah.
Everybody, because we sent it out to also Steve Aoki, for Dimac, everybody, and they all started playing it. Insane.
You know
But
what's
it's
fun?
always the music. Comes down to the music, and if
Yeah.
the music is good, eventually somebody will notice. And yeah, you can send everybody you know a email, because we all don't know that you're sending us emails. We just see the one. But you should like send everybody emails, spam their inboxes on Instagram. But beware, you can only send one message, and then you have to get a message back before you'll be able to send another message.
Yeah.
And
But the
yeah,
story
so
begins with knowing somebody who knows somebody.
for us it was
Yeah.
John Star, yes, and um, yeah, but it can be like multiple ways. But eventually, it's always the music. Eventually, they will have to like the music. And I
Sure.
think people will be surprised about how many people are actually listening to the promos everybody sends out. I think your music gets heard more than you think. And especially on SoundCloud, it's nice. You can track it. I would always suggest using SoundCloud.
Hmm.
Um, and and there you can see who checked it out and who downloads it, which is nice. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
that's the way.
I think that that connection is one of the most valuable things in the beginning that you might need, because yes, it's about the music, but getting that foot between the door to actually get somebody to listen to it might be one of the biggest things. I'm just thinking right
It
now,
stays
like,
that way. It stays that way.
yeah, it remains that way throughout your whole
I mean,
career.
we have multiple artists that every now and then play a record of ours. Then we would like to get into contact to send more, but they just don't respond,
Yeah.
even when they're playing your music.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our own stuff to attend to. We can't listen to it all or establish relationships with everybody. But
Yeah.
I know they're listening at some point, yeah. And if they're really interested, they will respond.
I'm honestly not sure what my first like big support was, as in I think it was Luke. To be honest, I think it was Laidback Luke who kind of started supporting my earliest work with Abster, right? The Quintino remix we did.
Yeah.
Um, I think it was that, but I'm kind of vague on the timeline here. But I kind of feel like it was Laidback Luke who picked up one of our first tracks, and he always got back to us, giving feedback on music. And as you said, like, we could send all the tracks that we want, and some of them he replied, and he and some of them he played in his sets, but sometimes we didn't get
Mm.
response at all.
But
I think,
also, we need to point out that Luke is one of those that actually
yeah,
makes such a big effort in finding or in nourishing new talent.
yeah,
Kind of overlooked us though. So Luke, man, but hey, sometimes you miss.
he was late to the party. Yeah,
Yeah, no, but he supported us also quite a lot of
yeah,
the
exactly.
few times, and he always came with cool feedback. So no, but
Yeah,
he actually makes such a big effort, and that's also not all artists. I mean, yeah, what I said. Sometimes we also have a hard time. I just had to send out a couple of messages that a remix wasn't. Um, that it will not be an official remix for some reasons. And yeah, I actually, and I've known it for 1.5 weeks now, and just sent the message out because yeah, sometimes you just forget. You also have your own shit. You want to build your own career, and yeah, then you miss on getting into contact a little bit, and
Yeah.
yeah.
If you think about Laidback Luke, because I know, and we've talked about this before, that he had this big forum where all these big guys were discovered as well. How important do you think being part of such a community is? Do you think it makes a big difference for new producers?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be able to learn stuff from each other, I think, and also drive each other to new heights. You know what's actually cool? I've watched this documentary countless of times,
Which
and
one?
it's called The Bones Brigade, about a skaters group in the 80s, 90s. Tony Hawk, Rodney Mullen, all the big ones, Steve
Hmm.
Caballero, and um, they were all kids, and they combined in the Bones Brigade. And and when one of the skaters invented a new trick that actually drove the other ones to, okay, we have to now also up our ante and step up and do something else. And oh, everybody made their own tricks and made sure they all climbed higher, and they actually got so much further by pushing each other the right direction, and also helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you can that's such a valuable thing, that you also look at your peers, the ones that are on your level. They know stuff you don't, and you know stuff they don't. So
Yeah.
be open and
Actually,
work
I
with each
actually
other.
think, listening to that story that you just described the start of that Dutch house scene. As in,
Yeah,
the way how I remember it is that we all knew each other, we all found each other online, sent each other music, got feedback from each other, did remixes for each other, um, supported each other's music, and there was a healthy amount of how do you call that? Like that you want to be better than the other person.
yeah,
Competent
like
competition.
competitiveness. Yeah,
Yeah, there was a
definitely.
healthy
Yeah.
amount of competition in there, but still we helped each other as well. Like for example, last week I was going through my old songs. I noticed I did a remix for
Again.
Nicky Romero way back. Like when we just like started building our careers, I was visiting him in his home studio. We tried to do a collab, something came out from it. But I did do a remix for one of his tracks, which helped me. Like it's always a way of lifting each other in some kind of
Yeah.
way. But there's also competition, obviously. Like yeah,
Yeah,
you want to
definitely.
win.
Sometimes you see somebody doing really well, or think of something that you go like, "Oh man, why didn't I think of that?"
Yeah,
Man, genius.
yeah,
And but you also respect it.
exactly. Respect the game.
Yeah.
Um, Besides sending tracks, what are other smart ways to get on a DJ's or label's radar, do you think?
Yeah, man. That's yeah, that's such a broad thing. Can be anything. I said it before. If you're gonna kiss Brad Pitt on live TV, you're gonna get noticed, and everybody will look at you, and you can get your music heard, and labels are willing to release it. So that's one strategy, and it's just standing out of the crowd through controversy, or I don't know what. You do something to get
Being
seen or
different.
heard, and yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, we
very.
can all think of ideas, and we have all these examples online of people that actually got in the spotlight through some way. I mean, there's like these influencers who start to DJ. In my opinion, they're not DJs yet. They now get the chance to prove they are,
Hmm.
and that's an whole other thing. What's a DJ? And But that's also a thing. I mean, if you're gonna vlog daily and you get noticed, yeah, it gives value. And
Yeah. I think it's about standing out and be consistent, as in, doing something differently or bringing something different or new to the table and being consistent with that message, which might be a little bit controversial, as in Deadmau5 is probably the best example in there. He's a bit
Man, I was
controversial.
listening to, I don't know which track it was, Facts in Berlin or something, of Strobe, and I was thinking like, how is it possible that he's such a blonde guy, he just says it all and he makes the most beautiful
Yeah,
melodies.
that's insane.
That's
He makes great
just
music. Yeah. But I still remember, like, even back then, when he kind of came up in his career, his music was also different. As in, it was a little bit electro era, kind of EDM electro era, and
yeah.
the same as Wolfgang
You
Gardner and
actually,
stuff.
I wanted to say, you remember Wolfgang Gardner? Man, the guy was
Dude,
amazing.
oh man, those tracks. The
Where are
track
you, dude?
Redline, woo!
Oh yeah, but he had multiple more. He
Yeah,
was insane.
but that was kind
But
of
yeah,
the era where I kind of feel like that was the era where he came up, and that was just a whole different sound back then, because you had the Dutch house, like the more kind of fun, playful kind of house. And then
party
they came
vibe.
in with like the rough electro kicks, and it was
Yeah,
a
and
whole new
also
thing.
beautiful melodies. I think that's what
Beautiful
standed
melodies.
out most. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Josh also mentions, I forgot about Wolfgang, but his electro tracks were so sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still
I
active?
don't know. I actually have no idea.
Wolfgang Gardner. It's
Yeah.
check if you're not aware of who that is and you're listening right now, check his songs, because it's an insane producer.
Also was insane. Well, he came a little bit later. Actually, we actually worked with him quite a few times. Tommy Trash.
Oh,
Damn,
dude,
dude.
Sunrise.
Oh,
That was such a. But
Ladi
again,
Dadi
again,
remix.
and again, his own style. Listen to his songs. Different sound.
Yeah, yeah, he really has. He was such a good producer.
Yeah, and he's still active, I believe. I think I saw
I
his
think
name.
think he came back, but I'm not sure
No.
if is doing stuff. He doesn't pop up in my algorithms, I must
Okay.
say.
Yeah, it's insane. Like yesterday, I was. This is a little bit deeper, but yesterday I was listening to an old album from Stimming. Do you remember him?
Stimming?
Stimming. He was like a
No,
deep tech house, minimalistic kind of producer. Still is, actually.
never heard of it.
Oh, dude! And if you listen to his sound as well, it's so unique. It's so, even to this day, if you hear a stimming song, you just recognize it. It's like stimming sound, super
Stimming?
organic. Yeah, it's insane. But it's just, it's really it's so important to create something that is different. It's the more you think
Yeah,
about
but
it.
also that's the hardest thing there is. I mean,
Mhm.
we're talking about it now as if it's easy, but man,
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But it should be hard, because otherwise everybody would be a big DJ, right? Everything valuable in life is hard to achieve.
I mean, imagine being on the soccer field and you're playing soccer 2 times a week for 30 years now. Most of those players are still shit.
Mhm.
Even the professionals, when they take a corner kick, it usually lands on top of the head of
Yeah.
the
Or
other
they shoot
guys.
completely, like,
Yeah.
away from the goals. Like, dude, you get paid $1 million. Like, how?
In the end, it's so hard to learn something, or soccer might be really hard, but um, yeah, it's just hard to learn something really well. And yeah,
Have
it's
you
always
been
coincidence.
Have you
That's
been
more the
watching
thing.
Manchester, Ralph?
No.
Oh. Gerard Francis says it in the chat. Like, Ralph has been watching Manchester United.
Are they still shit, or are they
I
now?
guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's probably a topic, I guess.
No, I was in the gym yesterday. I saw PSV getting their asses whooped.
Getting hammered.
Yeah, big time. Um, but
Wait,
I don't watch a lot of footy.
me
Yeah,
neither.
they're
Hey,
all
we actually have a clip of the week. I haven't seen it yet as well. So
okay.
Clip of the week.
Oh,
there we go. Wait, let me open this tab. And okay. let me see what they have to say. I'm not sure actually as well. Screen. There we go. Share.
It
Okay.
might be.
Hmm?
Whoa.
There we go.
Single strongest networking strategy is the Dream 100. Here's how it works. What you're going to do is write down a list of 100 people you want to be connected with in the music industry. And that could be anything from other artists local to you to like major executives, whatever. But it has to be 100 because that means you have to do some research and you're not just pulling the top 10 names that come out of your hat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at this list, and it's going to have people of all sorts of levels, and you're going to try to reach out to one person a day. And you start with the lower level people, and you build out your network. You're just trying to engage with one new person every day. And as you consistently do that, your network is going to keep growing. And as you go, you're going to try to figure out, like, okay, how do I get connected to this new person? Who can make an introduction? Or, like, what are the steps to get that person's email? And then you can just start reaching out and give someone a specific compliment, praise them for what they do, and see who replies. But the strategy of figuring out exactly who you want to talk to and then reaching out to them in a nice way and not just being like, check out my music, bro, you should book me, is incredible. I've had artists, like, get huge record deals or get on festivals or whatever just because they did massive outreach consistently. Follow for more DM.
First of all, what's up with the cigar? But he has a point.
Actually made me think like, oh, this is gonna be shit, but the dude is not wrong.
Yeah, the dude has a
all.
point.
Yeah.
He actually looks like the dude from the movie. From
the Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a cool movie.
He looks like the dude.
He looks like the dude.
Yeah, but he's right. As in, like,
it's interesting. It's a very interesting point.
Yeah, because like making a list of 100 people, like, sure, the first 50 are probably unreachable for you at this point, but the last 50, there's definitely a couple of people who are open to listen to your music or at least have a talk or respond to your email. That's how it can slowly build, right?
Yeah, I think maybe it's a while back now, but we were talking here, and then we were talking like we always send out our music to the bigger ones,
to the top ones, yeah.
But then at some point I was browsing on the internet, Instagram or whatever, and I was like, but this person could play our music too.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I mean, would be actually beneficial for that person to play our music because it's better than the shit I'm hearing now. And that actually, yeah, I'm a bit cocky. I'm a bit cocky. I know. No, but then I was thinking, like, why not send it to everybody? Yeah. And what I like about this person, to make a connection to what he says, I mean, it's not always the big ones, it's also the smaller ones, and that can actually build your network. Everybody knows somebody, you don't, and you can all be valuable for each other. And
I think you're actually in the right
really
era. You're actually in the right era to doing this, because you can also see them as like micro influencers, right? You have the big influencers, the big DJs, and then you have like the micro influencers, this like slightly smaller DJs who also play quite a lot, who also get booked, who also have an audience, but just slightly less. And if that person has a 10K audience, for example, a dedicated audience over Tiësto with millions, like those 10K dedicated people are a great audience. Like they're a well-interested audience. So yeah, definitely recommend to send your music to the B list, if you could say it.
Or even the C list. No, but
or the C list.
The dude made a valid point, and I think also going further than just 10 people makes you actually really think, and you have to really make an effort to try getting 100 people on that list is even hard.
That's hard, yeah.
Well, and if you actually come to a point that you have 100, that actually tells you more about the market you're in or the world you're in than you already now know. So,
by the way,
I like this one.
Quick tip for everybody who is trying to do this or who wants to do this: ChatGPT agent mode is a great way to make that list. As in, just create a prompt of saying, hey, who are like the most relevant DJs, music producers in my genre, blah, blah, blah. And then also add on like the B list names. And then a big list comes up probably. That will already help you to save time.
No.
So far for the AI tips of this week. Okay.
AI tip of the week.
we should add that. AI Okay, there we go. Hey, quick break. If you're an artist who's serious about growing his career, but you feel stuck and you don't know what to do, you feel overwhelmed, that's exactly what we help you with at Artist Coaching. At Artist Coaching, we offer one-on-one personal coaching for DJs and music producers who want to turn their passion into a sustainable career. Whether you're struggling with finishing your music, building your brand, or just figuring out how to stand out, we've been there and we can help. If that sounds like you, head over to artistcoaching.nl and book your free intake call so we can check where you're at in your career and see if we can help you. All right, back to the episode. Oh. Community questions. As always, we take on questions in this podcast. Every week you can send in your questions in our Discord server. You can send it in throughout the week, and when the episode starts, we just combine all the questions and take the ones we feel like are the most relevant. Let's start off with the one who just did a generous donation again, Mr. Melodramatic. Here's one for the team. If you could give your 16-year-old selves one piece of advice that has nothing to do with your career, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a deep, deep question, man.
I already got the answer, man.
I would say enjoy the ride.
That feels like a tattoo as well.
Huh?
That feels like it could be a tattoo as well.
That's why it's wisdom, man. But it is because in hindsight, sometimes it's either it's your job, but it's also like this really cool journey that you're on, experiencing stuff you cannot place. And I think if you have enjoyment a little bit more, if you try to enjoy it a little bit more, sometimes it's better just to take yourself not too seriously, and and just really know a conscious way of being in that moment and thinking like, dude, this is some cool stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
sick.
I mean, it's easy to overlook sometimes that it's. We were just talking in the app about doing shows in a certain region that has given us a few negative experiences. It's still a region where people willingly go, and we would actually get paid for it. Makes you think, like, okay, we had some negative experiences. Just let it go, embrace it. It is what it is, because there's also a lot of cool stuff, a lot of positive things about such a trip. And if you just are willing to enjoy the ride, I think you're have more bias in towards looking into the positive stuff about something, and you'll be able to enjoy it more.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
a lot of freaking words to say something that's probably real simple. ChatGPT can give it probably in
You
5
started
words,
off
but
with that, like just enjoy the ride, or was it?
that's it, man.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, my tattoo would be consistency over intensity. That's the one thing I would
Man,
have
you
learned
can make
earlier.
stuff so not sexy.
Yeah, but
Insane.
it's boring as hell.
Well,
But
I actually forgot what you were saying. Can you repeat it? Because I think some people are now at home like, what?
the quote, the tattoo,
Yeah, consistency.
over intensity. So what most people focus on is intensity. So if I want to work out, I want to go from 0 to 7 times a week. But it's better to do it consistently 2-3 times a week, or at least build a system that makes sure that you can do it sustainably, because then just everything in life becomes much easier. And by the end of the time, so when time passes, you will be the one who has done a lot of work and the other person already quit, because it's impossible to keep delivering on the intensity.
It's definitely true.
Kind of comes down to the life is a marathon, not a sprint thing. It's the same thing.
Hey, to be honest, that's totally true. 100% wisdom. But is that really the thing you would tell your 16-year-old self? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's
the
so
thing is,
practical, man.
no, the thing is, 16-year-olds, like between when you're still young, so it's a good point of wisdom, but it's when you're young, so let's say it's 16 till 25-ish, you can have a little bit more intensity than older people, but somewhere around your 30, you
Are you
should
calling
focus.
us old now?
Yeah, we're old, man. We're boomers, especially you, 40 plus.
Dude, man, you are the boomer here.
Yeah, dude, no way.
Please don't say anything about age. Even if you ask ChatGPT, nobody will come up with my right age.
No?
I don't speak about it. It's
Wikipedia?
not important.
Unrelated. Anyway.
I mean, time is a concept we made up to measure stuff, but it's
Yeah,
not
that's true,
real.
but the body keeps the score, right?
I mean, we're decaying slowly and steady. Some, you, Exhibit A, a little bit harder than Exhibit
Dude,
B.
the amount of times that I get from people that I'm 30 is insane. That they think I'm 30. And I even start thinking like maybe I should grow a beard or something to get liquor in the store, you know?
You
I always
can't
have to
grow a
show my
beard.
ID.
You can't grow a beard.
No, a
Like
mustache.
me, I only have hair here.
No, I can grow a bit. If I leave it for like a week, it already starts growing. But I just don't like it. It tickles. It's not my thing. Anyway, question from Ishvar. If you don't want to respond,
Good question, by the way.
good
It's
question,
deep,
definitely.
but good.
If you don't want to answer this, Ralph, that's fine with me as well, but I'm just going to ask it. Not So Bad from Dimitri Vegas, like Mike, Tiësto, and W&W was a huge success, and Bassjackers was involved with the production. I don't understand why wouldn't Bassjackers include their name on the track?
Yeah, we were there for some part of the production, and we made a certain sound, and they would like to have it incorporated, and it was either do it according to these terms or don't. And we, being good guys as we are, me and Renzo went into the studio and made it.
Okay.
Yeah, simple
Good to know.
as. And,
then
I
a
mean, the
follow-up
big
question.
architect there, I think, is Dimitri, and he had all these people doing stuff. And there was us, WW, and Tiësto, and yeah, I'm pretty happy that we were involved.
And there's a follow-up question. Should you put your name on all the tracks that you are involved with?
As much as possible. I mean, we tried to get on the billing there, but we also totally understood that it wasn't an option. Yeah, man, it's about you as an artist, you as a person. I mean, I think everybody else is really cool, and I hope for them they get everything they deserve. But I hope it for me the most.
How much streams does that song have? It's insane, right?
It's quite a lot, more than 400 million. I think it's easing towards 500 million. Yeah, we made a hit. It's pretty cool.
That's it. Yeah, and what was the other one? Like back in the days.
Parapapa.
Yeah.
Actually went number 1 in the top
Dude,
40.
it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Hey, that was,
could
of
work
course, yeah.
if you make a remake.
Yeah, but man, dude, has been done countless of times, but you wouldn't know because you never listen to any music you don't know.
Not the music you like.
You don't listen to anything, man. I mean,
to a lot.
Chat, everybody who listens, Joey is this big ass boomer. He still listens to the same playlist he made in 2015.
I listen to a lot of music, but just everything except EDM and like even like electronic dance music, not that much, to be honest. Oh, the live stream is off. Let me check. Is it still on?
I don't know.
Happened as well last time. People, can you let us know? I think we're still here. Happened last time as well that my browser refreshed. I think we're still here. Please let us know in the chat if we're still here. Yes, we are. Perfect. But no, I listen to a lot of different types of music, but it's more jazz. It's like I said, stimming. It's like sub focus kind of music. All different types of music.
Okay.
Here's a question from. Well, it's not a question actually. It's but we could talk about it. From Santino Gigante. I'm not sure
Santino
if that's
Gigante.
it's not. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it just sounds right. Gigante. Maybe it would be great to explore in the podcast the insecurities artists often face, how to grow personally and professionally, what success really means today, how to deal with competition and comparisons, how to create and recognize opportunities, and how fees and artist values are determined. How do you see these topics, and which do you think are the most important for artists to discuss right now? Well, to be honest, all these topics come by in the podcast. Every now and then, it just really depends per episode. But I think all of these things come by in their own way. What are the most important for artists to discuss right now? Let's see. What success really means. It's a really hard question to answer because it's all important. How to deal with competition and comparisons? Yeah, I think that
It's a
whole
really broad question,
yeah
and it's actually what the podcast is also mainly about. And
all the topics. Yeah,
yeah, man, I mean, we talked about fees. We talked about what was the other stuff? I mean, we talked about it all, and I mean, we
personal stuff.
can like pinpoint to a little bit of the question. You have it in front of you.
Yeah, I was just looking. Like, I think the comparison part is maybe something which is interesting to pick out. As
Oh, the
in
insecurities. I mean,
exactly.
pretty
Yeah,
obvious. Like a lot of art, it's always you're you're getting judged all the time.
yeah,
Whenever you put out a song or send it out to somebody to check out, it's always yeah, it's you're doing a lot of job interviews. Actually, makes you a little bit insecure. You will get a lot of no's,
yeah.
and
But
but the
that makes you
yeses
tougher.
count, And but it's still, man. I'm sometimes I'm sending out stuff to. Whenever Hartwell asks me, "Hey, dude, do you have some tracks lying around?" I'm like, "Fuck, man. I mean, is this for him or not?" And
You get imposter syndrome.
yeah, but he has probably the same, and we all have
Yeah, we
it.
all have.
And yeah,
I actually heard a great podcast about that last week from a sports psychologist. Like she was the psychologist of a lot of big athletes, and it was about the imposter syndrome that even big athletes struggle still with thinking that they're not the best in what they are while being the number ones of the world.
I can imagine. Yeah,
So I
I have
think
the
we
same.
I think we can, I think we can determine that it's just a psychological thing we all have. Um,
Yeah,
and I think it's a good thing,
but
you
it's
know.
hard to put yourself out there. I mean,
Yeah.
you have this creative job. It's all your personality goes into something, and even a beat or a party name. I mean, it's still you, and what you can do. I mean, you always try your best, and it's really harsh when you get a lot of no's and people don't think it's good enough. Then you start to question yourself. Shit, am I good enough? And you try to fight it, and it's all this frustration, and you just try to get up on to par to be able to compete with all these other in my opinion genius people in the music industry that make really cool tracks. And yeah, gives a lot of insecurities as well. But
Yeah.
that's also something that's part of being in this dance industry or in any creative industry, actually, because it really gets on a personal level. Either your competences, your skills, your tastes, everything just gets judged all the time.
It's actually funny because Gerard Francis says being an aspiring producer is the best rejection therapy. and I just looked up what the official term is because I thought like it's exposure therapy. So
Ah.
it's actually true. I think being an aspiring artist is a great exposure therapy because you constantly have to deal with the nose, and you kind of have to deal with that every single time. So yeah, it's
You know
actually
how many times I've sat on a table and somewhere, then there's all these guys that started a business somewhere or
the
started
suits.
multiple. The persons who started multiple, I tend to listen to them a little bit more because one success doesn't make you a genius. Three successes also don't. But when it's turning to 6 or 7, then I'm starting to think like, you know your shit. And but they always try to rationalize what we're doing uh, as being like this normal classic um, business or enterprise or whatever you want to call it. And but I don't think they just understand how also it's a really cool creative environment. But I think if you're going to look at it in a business perspective, it's also one of the most competitive environments you can be in all the time.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
exhausting
24/7.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because open up your freaking socials and you'll get the competition will get in your face with, look at me succeeding at my job. And
Yeah.
you'll be like, fuck, actually takes down my successes. And it's always something. And yeah, that's just different. And yeah, weird shit.
True. Let's go on to one more question from Josh Letiche. When bassjackers record a live set of their shows, such as in Academy Los Angeles, do you guys get the footage and edit it yourself? I've been editing my recorded live sets for my recent Asia tour, and it takes up so much time.
Yeah, it
Curious
takes
to
much
know
time.
if you outsource it, and could you recommend someone?
No, we outsourced it and always locally. And it's not easy to make recordings everywhere yourself. What we always tend to do is um, we we check out or ask what the club themselves have. I mean, I think, did we put out a Epic Prague set? I'm not sure, or we didn't at some point. I don't know. But we play Nebula New York. We have a residency there, so it's a little bit easier to record that. Academy LA, they have a lot of stuff themselves. We know some really cool videographers who can make magic happen, and they recorded a set over there. Yeah, we do it every now and then when we get the chance. Yeah, we always first check out the venue's capabilities, and then if you're going to have a moving cam, one or two, one from the crowd and one from the stage, uh, costs quite a lot of money. We always let them edit it, and respect for Josh to doing the grind. I do have to say, we still edit tons of stuff ourselves. Like almost all reels, we edited ourselves, and we're pretty hands-on with the video editing stuff. I think it's important. So from this point forward, Josh, just proceed as you're doing, and when it makes sense financially to have somebody else do it, um, do it. But you know, I talked to Restricted, who's doing really well, and he actually is also really crafted at making and cutting videos. And I think it's actually really beneficial to just do it yourself and learn what it's about. It makes you able to judge the people who then later on will do it for you. Because or else, if you just don't know what it's about, how can you say
Yeah.
anything about it, you know? And
Yeah.
it gives you way much more possibilities of giving real constructive feedback instead of I don't like it or I like it.
Yeah.
And so no, just keep on doing what you're doing, man. And
Yeah.
I think he's doing great.
He's actually playing Ministry of Sound in a couple of weeks
I
again.
saw it. Yeah.
So he's doing well. That's actually did you know this? Like a couple of years ago, I went and visited him when he got to play in Ministry of Sound. That was his first international gig while I was coaching him. And I went to visit him for a surprise, in Ministry of Sound. And that was the evening where he played with Jay.
Oh, with Jobke.
Yeah. So I went
Okay. And also
backstage,
with
and
Umet,
Jay was
then
there,
I
Josh was
guess.
there. Sorry?
Also with Umet, or not?
No, I think I think it was just Jay and Josh that evening. I think Jay was the headliner, I guess.
Oh,
I'm not
cool.
sure. It
Yeah.
was a very fun night. But that's it was 2019, he says. Yeah. Holy shit.
Whoa, that's way back. Yeah.
Time flies. Yeah, but that was a fun night in London. Yeah.
It is. Also, Ministry is a really cool club.
Great place. Yeah.
It's this classic DJ booth still. And
yeah. That's a good vibe, yeah. By the way, one more question from Aldo, and then we'll end it off. You mentioned competition. I sometimes feel like people in the DJ world act like fake friends only because they want something from someone more successful. What are your thoughts? That's happens,
everywhere,
I think,
man.
in all industries.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how most people try to build their network, by leveraging somebody else. In most cases, it's just not the most smartest thing to do because people notice it.
I mean, being fake or just friendly, there's this thin line, you know. There's obviously there's people in this industry I like more than others, and that doesn't mean that I have to be not friendly with those I don't like. And especially when it's somebody who's in a place of power, has something for me that's good and also can be beneficial for them, in my opinion. Yeah, but I mean, that's the whole world, man. There's just fake people, and and we're all doing fake. I think we're all, it's like this puppet show, you know. And we're all
but I think you should really, when you talk to people in this industry, you shouldn't go into sales mode directly, and more try to build a personal relationship with that person and see like, hey, is there something similar we like? Or can we be real friends, like instead of colleagues or whatever, but can we be real friends and just have a decent, genuine connection there? And then maybe after a couple of beers, coffees, whatever you had, then you could say like, hey, I'm also a DJ or producer and listen to my music, you know? But it's more like establishing that relationship.
No, but when you're in a backstage, I mean, you're way past that point. And I mean, there are some people that are such dicks, man. I cannot even pretend to like them anymore. Yeah,
there's a lot of them. By the way, I can see Josh in the chat slinging Ben Singh on the guest list for his show. So Ben, just go, man.
Hey, that's awesome.
You're in the neighborhood. Just go. Take
I
that
saw
day
it
off.
come by. When is the show?
I was thinking about it as well. When is it, Josh? I think it was somewhere in October. Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho.
Do you have anything to shill, Ralph?
Yeah, you know, I always have something to shill. I think everybody should head on to our SoundCloud, and I mean, I didn't even see it in Josh's radio show, and he's one of our supporters. I always notice, and
that must really
because
suck.
he and Armin are the ones that supported our bootleg of Move and by Kind of Music. And now we have one for MK Dior, and it's being picked up by a lot of big ones. But I don't see, and excuse my language, the little guy. And I mean, we're also the little guy as when I take Armin and Hartwell as references. But yeah, sometimes it amazes me that sometimes the big DJs do play it, and then I don't see on 1001 the smaller ones play it. And yeah, like we talked about before, I mean, if Armin can play it, or Hartwell, and in this case, who was it? Actually, I'm not sure. Some other big DJ, I forgot now. That's actually bad. And no. Then you can play it as well. And if you don't like it, that's also perfectly fine. But there should be some smaller names pop up there. I actually like that.
Maybe those
Or to
smaller
the
names
people.
don't get tracked that much on 1001 track lists.
Of course, it's always that's actually one of the points I don't like about 1001 track lists. They also should renew their vision on the dance industry, because a lot of cool people that play for big crowds don't really get tracked that much. But it's okay. I get it also. I like what they're doing, and just some friendly advice.
So nothing to shill aside from that.
No, head over to our SoundCloud and download that shit.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
MK Dior Bass Checkers remix. MK actually started following us for that
Nice.
thing. So yeah, but it's not gonna be official. We also we asked.
Okay, just a bootleg.
Yeah.
And
So hey, a no for us again.
For anyone listening still, don't forget to submit your clips for
Dude,
next
you're
week.
really loud all of a sudden.
Oh, really? Didn't
Yeah.
change anything.
Okay.
Still loud?
I think it's the way you talk into your mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing. Anyway, don't forget to send in your clips for next week, the questions for the community questions in our Discord. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow us, rate us, review the podcast. And if you still want to join that 30-day music challenge, which is a 14-day music challenge by now, you're more than welcome to join. And also check out artistcoaching.nl for all the other things that we offer, just aside from this podcast.
And if you have some cool ideas or topics, yeah, just send them in, because I think also, I mean, I like the community questions the best. No, it was a good show today. I also liked the clip of the week. Joey, you did well.
I didn't.
Hats off.
Renzo prepared, like our community guy prepared.
That's
By the way,
he did an
for
awesome
those who
job.
don't
Thank
know,
you, Renzo.
Renzo in the community is the guy who is the community manager, but he also is the content creator of Artist Coaching. So all the clips you see coming by on socials, that's Renzo, and he prepares the podcast for us. So if you ever see his name
Renzo
coming
is a
by,
big boss.
give him a shout out. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, to everyone, have a great week. We will see you back next week. Thanks for everybody joining into the live chat. Bye bye.